I'm Sharon Bill. Welcome to my Music Theory Tuition series where I work with you step by step through the ABRSM Discovering Music Theory grades. I'll work through every single exercise and explain everything you need to know. You can access information about the books I have available to help you on my website. Go to sharonbill.com. For advert-free and longer lessons, you can become a patron at patreon.com/SharonBill. If you can give me a like, that would be super, and please do subscribe to my channel to stay updated. You can support this channel by buying me a coffee at buymeacoffee.com/SharonBill. Let's move on to page 10 of the Grade 2 Discovering Music Theory workbook, and we'll look at time signatures now that count each beat as a quaver. We're counting in units of quaver beats here, and let's just revise why that is so. That this number 8 means that we're counting in quaver beats, and it's good to see why that happens. And so if we remember, the semibreve can also be called a whole note, which divides into minims, because a 2-beat plus a 2-beat equals 4. So the classical term is the minim, but we could also call those half notes. Tends to be more rock pop speak or the American kind of terminology, a half note. And then if we divide again, 2 beats divides into 1 and 1. 1 add 1, all adding up to 4. So the classical term is the crotchet, or we now call them quarter notes. We can see we divided the whole into quarters. And then if we divide again, we can see a quaver plus a quaver equals a crotchet. We could, of course, beam them depending on the time signature. So quaver is the classical term, or we could say 8th note. And so if you think about your fractions, when we're counting a whole, we say 1, a whole over 1. It's not really very often at all you get time signatures counting in semibreve beats, but it does exist occasionally. We've divided into half notes, so the time signature will be over 2. We divided into quarter notes, and that's why the number 4 represents crotchet beats or quarter notes, and then 8th notes tells us we're counting in quaver beats because we've now divided into 8. Of course, in time signatures you don't have the dividing line. We're not doing divisions, we're not doing fractions, but it does show how those fraction numbers do tell us why we're counting. So number 8 means we're counting in quaver beats, we're in 8th notes. And so here there are 3 beats in a bar, but this time we are counting 3 quaver beats, so units of a quaver. And we discussed before how we could have 3 beats in a bar, and it could be 3 quaver beats, or we could have 3 beats in a bar and it could be crotchet beats, or we could have 3 beats in a bar and it could be minim beats. Each unit is a quaver here when it's over 8, each unit is a crotchet here when we're counting over 4, or each unit when it's 3 over 2 is a minim, and they will sound exactly the same because it's unit beat, unit beat, unit beat. And so it's just like, it's like saying 1 over 2 or 2 over 4 or 3 over 6 or 0.5. It all means the same thing. We're just counting it in different denominations. Exactly the same here. It sounds the same, we're just counting in different denominations. The composer will have various choices why to choose this, and there are subtle musical differences. However, the maths means we're just changing the unit value. And so here we can see we've got 3 quaver beats per bar. So we have a 1 beat, a 1 beat, a 1 beat, each beat being a quaver. So a crotchet is now counted as 2 beats because it's 2 quavers. And that is always the case. We've just changed the way we've counted it. We're counting the divisions of the quavers. There's beat 3. And so semiquavers are half a beat, because a semiquaver is half of a quaver. So that's a half a beat. There's beat 1, half, 2, half. There's our third beat. And then, of course, a dotted crotchet is 3 quaver beats, because a crotchet divides into 2, and then there's half as much again, which gives us our third quaver beat. So it's just getting your maths brain on a little bit and just now dividing according to what our unit value is. And so in exercise 5, we need to complete a note or a rest as the exercise demands, and then we need to mark where each beat falls. Don't forget, here are your rests. So that's a semiquaver note, that's a semiquaver rest. There's your quaver note, quaver rest, crotchet note, crotchet rest, minim note, minim rest. So then, let's have a look at the one that they've given for us here. We've got 3 quaver beats per bar. We have a crotchet, which gives us 2 quaver beats, which means that we're 1 quaver beat missing. So there's our 1, 2, 3. So we've added the note here, or they have rather, and then we can show there's beat 1, there's beat 2, there's beat 3. So first of all, let's fill in the gap. We should have 3 quaver beats. We know that 2 semiquavers gives us 1 quaver. So we are actually now 2 quaver beats short. And so we need to add 1 note that equals 2 quavers. And so that would be a crotchet, which is worth 2 quaver beats. And so we can see there's beat 1, and it's also beat 2 because it lasts for 2 quaver beats. And then there's beat 3, which is in 2 halves, because a semiquaver is half of a quaver. So it's 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3 half, as it were. Let's carry on. So we need 3 quaver beats. We've got 1 quaver here. Semiquaver plus semiquaver gives us another quaver. So we are 1, 2, now we need 3, so we're 1 missing. However, it needs to be a rest, and a quaver rest looks like that. And so there's the first beat, which is silence. And so now we can show there's beat 1. There's the start of beat 2, which is divided into halves. And there's the third quaver beat. And then this final one, we've got 1 quaver. We should have 3. So we've got 2 quaver beats missing. We need to show that in 1 note, and we know that a crotchet, let's place it by the arrow, a bit off centre there. There's a crotchet, and that is worth 2 quaver beats, as we've just seen. So there's beat 1, there's the beginning of beat 2, and it also holds for beat 3 as well. And now finally, let's look at exercise 5E. And so here we have 3 quaver beats per bar, and so we should have 3 quaver beats. But let's think what we've got. So we've got 2 semiquavers makes a quaver, 2 semiquavers makes a quaver. Here we've only got 1 semiquaver, so we've got to add another semiquaver, but it should be a rest. And so if we add that rest, that now makes our final quaver. And then we can see there's beat 1, there's beat 2, and then here's beat 3, and there's the remainder of beat 3. And that's that page completed. I hope this is helpful to your studies. Please do like and subscribe to stay updated. If you'd like to support this channel, you can buy me a coffee, and for advert-free lessons, you can become a patron. Do visit my website where you'll find many resources available to help you. Visit sharonbill.com. Thanks for watching. Bye.